Good Sunday morning and welcome back to the NBR. How's everyone doing today?
Good morning.
Hey, how's it going?
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, we got a lot to talk about today. We got week 18. A lot of people, a lot of players, vying for that big playoff spot. Got a big game tomorrow night, national championship game. TCU Horned Frogs, who shouldn't be there because they're a bunch of nobodies, but they're out there kicking ass, taking names. Although they are 2-score underdog. But I've been a Horned Frog my entire life. At least for the last week or so. I love the Cinderella story, so I'm really pulling for them.
I've been a pollywog.
Yes, you've been a pollywog your whole life. The NFL, it's hard to win in the NFL, and the Tennessee Titans had proved it once again. They were doing very well the first half of the season, but they finished the season 0-7 and got knocked out of the playoffs last night. Pathetic. Half the team is hurt. The O-line was hot garbage yesterday. You have one player, you try to put the whole team on one player's back, and it doesn't really work out in the NFL.
They traded their best receiver away last year.
And it makes no sense to me. They trade away their best receiver, and then they go into the draft and try to pick his replacement, and his replacement's been out half the games.
Well, and then they got Robert Woods, right? And coming off a ACL injury.
Yeah,
that's just like you can't bank on that. After having A.J. Brown, look what he's doing.
Yeah.
And Robert Wood, that ACL was bad. That was a terrible injury.
And they were all hyped about it, like, oh, like he'll take his place plus the draft pick, and you're like, NFL doesn't work like that,
Yes.
Well, and you're on your third string quarterback. Like, you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win a play.
Quarterback wasn't their strong position. They didn't need a elite quarterback, but their pieces around it fell apart in this offseason. They had a really good chance to build off of what they did last year, and they flopped. They completely just fell on their face. I put it on upper management. People around here saw it coming since last offseason.
Yeah,
it's tough to watch. They had a good team, and they have, I think, what could be the best player in the NFL still.
Yes,
it's hard to stay healthy.
Was he under contract for one more year? It's going to be interesting if he sticks around or if he retires or he goes.
It's going to be interesting if he's worth anything at the end of that next year.
Yeah. It's tough.
It's a tough league.
Yeah.
Well, especially the running backs have a very short expiration date.
3-year average life expectancy in the NFL.
Yes.
And unfortunately, I think Josh Jacobs is coming for his crown. That dude balled out this year.
Yeah. Yeah, but you see that. Look at Jonathan Taylor last year.
Hey.
Opposed to this year.
Also a couple of good rookies.
All eyes on those Lions running backs. The Williams kid's impressive.
Well, not only is
he is.
Not only is he impressive, but he is a good guy. Like,
he's
that
cool
dude. That dude is in there hyping up that team. He's playing with the fan, throwing balls to the fans, clowning around, and then he's going out there and scoring 15 touchdowns. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think he's leading the league in touchdowns, rushing touchdowns.
He is. One more touchdown, and he I think ties Barry Sanders' single season record at 16.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
The great Barry Sanders.
The great Barry Sanders.
Yeah, I love him.
He's a cool dude. I'm a fan of him.
Yeah, Jamal Williams is a national treasure.
He's a big nerd too. I'm a big fan of that.
That's what I like. He's a nerd. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, there was a report going around where he was getting interviewed last week in the locker room, and somebody mispronounced Pokemon, and he lost.
Don't do that, man. Don't do that.
Don't do that. It ain't Pokemon.
Yeah, he's Pokemon.
So, speaking of the Detroit Lions, the Seattle Seahawks and the Rams play at 3:30
Detroit Rams, baby.
Central Time.
It's 4:30, Fleek. They play at 4:30
Central Time.
Is Stafford playing?
So we need.
I think he is.
Yeah,
the Seahawks.
He said something about playing. I don't know.
It's not going to happen. My prediction is the Seahawks win and knock the Lions out, and then the Lions will go to Lambeau tonight to play spoiler. I don't think the Lions will win another game.
All I got to say is go Detroit Lions. Beat the Cheeseheads tonight. Knock them out. Knock them out.
I'll say this as a diehard Lions fan. I'm on here every week talking about the Lions. I don't care if the Rams win or lose. We got to win in Green Bay tonight as a culture, as a team. You got to
send off the back.
Send Rodgers packing.
You got to win. We don't win in prime time, and we don't win at Lambeau. We got to do it. This is a huge test for Dan Campbell. And also, I don't want to hear, let's let the Seahawks beat the Rams for the draft pick. Man, we got to win this year.
Yeah.
Because I think we can win a playoff game. I think
you're
this
500, man. The draft pick
now
question's out of there.
Could win a playoff game.
Yeah, you're not a draft pick team anymore.
No,
absolutely that ship has sailed.
We have the Rams draft pick still.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because if the Seahawks win, we'll get the 5th pick or something.
Either way, you're going to get a good pick.
The problem with the Detroit Lions,
if
they make the playoffs somehow, and all the stars line up. They're not a good away team, and obviously they will not get a home playoff game.
And the Packers are really good at home. And we got a lot of moving parts today in the NFL for playoff positions and number 1 seats. And I mean, the NFL, if you're a football fan, today's a good. You're going to enjoy today. And Jacksonville got in last night. They started out terrible in the season and end up coming up and peaking at the right time. That's
what it's all about.
That was a nice win. Yeah. Nice win.
Jacksonville did it. Green Bay's doing it, and the Detroit Lions are doing it. They were all hot garbage first half of the season. Like Kobe gave them a snowball's chance, and now here they are. All 3 of them are knocking on the door of the playoffs.
Yeah,
and anybody but Green Bay. I can't stand that team.
Anybody but Green Bay.
I will say it.
Anybody.
The Chargers. They're going to be a sneaky playoff team.
I agree with you, John.
I think we've been kind of laying in the weeds all year. We're 10-6 going to play Denver, so that's a solid season. It's a solid season. I think we've got some weapons. I think we've got one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and
sneaky best.
And I hope we come in underrated and we blow the roof off this playoffs because I think we have a shot. So
and frankly, that division isn't as tough as we thought it was going to be, but it's not as weak as it looks on paper.
It's been the same. Right. It's been the same as it's always has. Like the last 10 years, it's been, well, maybe not 10, but since Patrick Mahomes has been there, it's been the Chiefs, then the Chargers, and then the Broncos have had a couple flashes, and the Raiders always get players, but they never really make a run at it. So yeah, we've comfortably followed in the Chiefs' shadow for a couple of years, but we can beat them. We could beat them. We've shown that we could beat them, and we won some decent playoff games. But
yeah, you got the tools, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. I hope we make a run.
I agree, Scott Birmingham. He piped in, "Go Lions, go Lions." Yep.
The Minnesota Vikings, man, I think they're bunch of frauds.
It's Kirk Cousins. What have I been saying this whole time? Yeah. That dude's garbage.
They started out really good. Now they're boom.
Yeah, they're gonna get smoked in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm not bought in on the Vikings either. I mean, they've got talent too, but Kirk Cousins, I don't know.
They probably beat the Bears. They probably beat the Bears today because, well, our number 1 guy, Fields, is not playing.
He's not good on the road, though, either, Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins is not good at football.
Yeah, well. He has his flashes, don't get me wrong. He's there for a reason, but
he's got the numbers.
I'm not, when it comes to the playoffs, you have to have 3 or 4 consecutive games like that. I don't think he is capable of that. Maybe 2.
They play the Bears. They play the Bears today, though. So, and guys, Fields is out. Yeah, I mean, Fields is out. That's a business decision by the organization to not play him. But he had a chance to break Lamar Jackson's quarterback rushing records for all time. But Vikings are going to take them. I mean, come on, it's the Bears. They're definitely in a rebuild phase, and they're fighting for number 1 draft pick right now. So I pick Vikes in that game easily.
I think I think the Chargers would get Jacksonville in the first round if it ends like it should end in the 4-5, right? What's this?
We got a little.
Which I think we could win that game.
Yes, I agree.
At home, too.
Everybody knows there is no place more pure than Michigan. But just across the lake lies the town of Green Bay, home of the Packers and known for their world-class fudge. This town of fudge packers has a leader, and it is quarterback Aaron Rodgers. He is an Adonis, and fans will go to great lengths to show their man love for him. On Sunday night, the Fudge Packers will fill up Lambeau Field with playoff dreams on the line. They just have to beat the Detroit Lions. A Lions team with young and hungry players. A Lions team with a top 10 quarterback. And a Lions team with a head coach who eats kneecaps for breakfast. Now, it's true the Lions may not make the playoffs with a win, but they are going to inflict pain. So on Sunday night, when these teams go head-to-head, all of Green Bay will see their hero down on his knees, bent over and ready, as the Lions show the world on national TV just how hard they can drill a fudge packer. The Detroit Lions, drilling fudge packers. It's pure Michigan.
That's good. That's good.
Go Lions.
That's fine. Top 10 quarterback?
Little hype video for y'all.
Perfect.
He's Jared Goff's numbers this year are very impressive, John. I don't know.
They are.
I'm not arguing, but I just like he's a sneaky top 10 quarterback.
His QBR is like a 101 on the season or something like that, and he's got 24 picks or 24 touchdowns to 7 picks.
Yes,
that's awesome.
So whatever the Seahawks do, we're all praying for the Lions' victory tonight because everybody wants to see the Packers get knocked out. Also,
hopefully that sends Aaron Rodgers to retirement too.
Or at least to a different town.
He's a strange guy, man.
He's strange, but he's kind of normal.
He's the smartest guy in the whole room. Just ask him. He's a little, whatever. I'm not going to get into it, but
I like his interviews. I like him. He's all right.
Well, you know what, though? He's going to have the last laugh if he wins today because, they've been counting him out all year, and he says, don't count us out. Don't count us out. Now he's going to have his if they win tonight, he's going to, he's going to have he earned the right to say what he needs to say. I told you guys. I told you so.
Yeah, then he'll have the right to lose a first-round playoff game again.
Yeah, the elite teams in the playoffs this year are pretty elite.
I was about to say, he's got the – go ahead, Jason, sorry.
That was all I was saying. They're not making it far if they do make it.
And he's had the stats individually, but, if you look over his career, he's won 1 Super Bowl with some really good teams.
And
choked.
2012 or something like that.
Yeah, and exactly. Wow. So, you talk about it with LeBron all the time. Aaron Rodgers doesn't have the rings, man. He's just not. He could have been in that really, really top tier quarterback conversation, but I think that's what takes it away from him.
His numbers this year are not great.
He's not a killer.
Yeah.
Now the Steelers can get in the playoffs today with a little help.
Yes,
if they win.
Yep.
But I think they need the Seahawks to lose also, right?
Yeah,
no, that's the wrong.
Oh yeah,
that's the wrong division or wrong conference.
Oh yeah, that's the wrong division. Yeah, it's just there's a lot to keep up with.
Yeah, they need the Patriots to lose. They need.
They need a lot of help.
They need a couple of things.
They need a lot of help. So, speaking of LeBron, you said something about LeBron a little bit ago. He just announced again yesterday that he's going to play until he could be on the same team with his son.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been saying that for a little while.
Doubled down on it yesterday, though.
I mean, if you have even the slightest chance to do that, I would. I mean, it's not like he's struggling.
You have
to. You know what I mean? He's putting up
serious
numbers, so why not?
Yeah, I might even tune in to watch a LeBron game if that happened.
Yeah,
I might.
I mean, what does he have? So
I'll just.
Bronny has to do a year of college yet, so.
Hey, before we get into Paulie's corner, man, I just want to talk about a couple of things. First of all, our prayers are out to the Buffalo Bills, but I don't want to talk too much about it because Paulie's going to hit that. So prayers to that young man. He's 24 years old. He's awake, doing well. He's FaceTiming his teammates. His first question when he woke up was, did we win the game? Which they already knew that was the first question he was going to ask. So I don't want to get into too much of it because I have no idea what Paulie has in store for us. But also, we are going to be doing Super Bowl squares $20 a square, 100 squares. Each quarter will pay out $250. So half the money will go to the winners. The other half will go into the nonprofit for sporting events for veterans and first responders. So I just want to put that out there. Look for some squares. They will be out sometime this morning. As soon as we wrap up this episode, I'll send it out to everybody. So once you see them, go ahead and share it to everybody you know, man. I think it should be pretty easy to sell 100 squares. If they go fast, maybe we'll do a second one for $10 or something. We'll see how that goes. But anyways,
$250 a quarter is a pretty nice payout.
Yeah. And then $250 a quarter to the nonprofit, which is awesome.
And what does it cost per square?
It's going to be $20.
Nice. That's not.
I'm going to look into something a little bit bigger for next year. It's going to be like my Legion back home would sell $100 squares, but with that $100, it would pay out like $950 per square
per quarter.
Plus, per quarter. Plus, it would get you into a Super Bowl party where you can eat and drink for free, open bar, catered food, and other prizes once you get in. But that's a long ways away. I have to find a venue that will hold 100 people. But so look out for some fundraisers coming from us. And with that said, let's hop on over to Paulie's corner and see what Paulie has.
Alabama, I'm sorry, guys. You know what I got? I got a rant about Alabama fans. You know what, people? Get rid of your stupid minds on Facebook and have some damn class. $8:54. Monday Night Football game. At 8:54, Damar Hamlin, first quarter, going down to make a tackle on T. Higgins. Looks like a routine tackle. He falls to the ground, gets up on his feet, takes a step or two, and falls backwards. At 8:55, a shout out was heard. They say, go get the cot. Go get the cot. We don't like how he went down. We don't like how he went down. A second later, all call, all hands available on deck. The medics rush to the field. The teammates start circling around Damar Hamlin, who lays flat on the field, lifeless. But players are visibly seen crying. Players are visibly seen holding their hands, going down to their knees. Players walking away, crying with tears. I'm watching this on TV. I'm not sure what's happening here. I'm just a football fan. I'm watching football to get a break from society. This is entertainment. What is possibly going on? At 9:12, between 9:12 and 9:20, another shout out. Get the ambulance. Get the ambulance. Again, players visibly seen in tears. I'm sitting here watching and going, what in God's name is going on out there? In comes Denny Kellington. Danny Kellington. He's the Bills' assistant athletic trainer. Damar Hamlin is seen with no pulse and difficulty of breathing, apparently. An unsung hero, Denny Kellington, the Bills' assistant athletic trainer, kicks in to his training and survival mode and starts administering CPR to Damar Hamlin, a 24-year-old sixth-round draft choice who is living his dream, playing a game to entertain all of us. He plays a game to provide for his family, multiple reasons. This kid was living his dream, and now he lays lifeless on a football field. Administering CPR, Denny Kellington, an unsung hero. A medic who's trained, highly skilled in what they do. responded immediately. They resuscitate him. They get the defibrillator over there. They get him into the ambulance, and they rush him to the hospital in Cincinnati. It's not just football. Okay. Now people are going to be out there going, well, you got military people dying every day. And God, I know that. I'm not trying to compare anything to anything. Anything to anything. I'm talking about what I saw on TV in a football game where you don't expect something like that to happen. You don't expect that to happen. Denny Kellington, he's a graduate of Ohio State, got a master's degree. He was a student athletic trainer at Ohio State. These medic teams, to see CPR administered on the spot like that, I would think is very uncommon. But in a football game, you got the medical staff sitting there. So luckily for the young Damar Hamlin, he had all the services available to him that needed to save his life. It's humanity, guys. It's not just because he's a multimillionaire player making a lot of money and all that. But when you're watching a football game, you do not expect to have such a traumatic incident go down right in front of you. Sure, players get hurt and all that, but this was something beyond the norm. And I'm only talking about football and the experience of watching it. And I'm not trying to compare this to anything else out there. But Denny Kellington saved his life. The good news is Damar Hamlin now got the tube removed from him, and he's able to speak. But before he was able to get the tube removed, this is what's he wakes up, and the first thing he says is, "Did we win?" He's writing it down because he can't speak. And the doctor says, "You won, Damar. You won at life." I mean, so good news is Damar Hamlin is on a long road of recovery. But, this is a sports show, but, this is a humanity issue as well. And those paramedics out there, and we've got one listening to us right now on the show, Scott Birmingham. My wife's a nurse. All these first responders are unsung heroes, people. And let's just be thankful that in this particular incident, we had one Denny Kellington on the spot to do what he's highly trained to do. That's all.
Yeah, that was pretty nice, Paulie. Thank you.
Yeah, well said, Paulie.
Very good.
That's some great insight. So I mentioned something earlier this week. You have two sides, football players, all millionaires, and here you got some EMT driver rolls up making minimum wage. Sometimes I feel like our country is ass backwards. We have teachers in this country that are buying their own school supplies for their kids at school. That's not right. But I understand the NFL is an entertainment business, but sometimes when you see stuff like that happens, it's the world just doesn't seem balanced out for some reason. And so,
well said, Rich.
Yeah, it's a shame. And then you have, I don't want to get political, but you have one side that wants to cap nurses and doctors' pay. Well, I don't understand. These guys are highly trained individuals, and they're saving people's lives. Why would you cap their pay? Why don't you cap professional athletes' pay? It just doesn't make sense to me. But anyways, I don't want to get on here and get on my soapbox and ramble on too long. But I just want to say our prayers are out for the Hamlin family, the Buffalo Bills, and the entire NFL. Hopefully that they can move on from this. It was definitely surreal watching. I actually stepped away for a second when it happened. When I got back, I was like, why is it so quiet? What did I miss? Is it halftime? It's only the first quarter. What's going on? Mm-hmm. And then once it all started coming together, I was speechless. I was, oh my God, it's terrible. The kid's 24 years old. Football is a brutal sport. the HBO had a show a while back on football injuries, and one of the football players, they're all NFL players. You'd have to ask his wife every 15 minutes, "Where's my car at?" And every 15 minutes, she would have to make up another story. "You remember we just dropped it off at the shop. Mechanics got it," or "It's being washed, it's being painted." It's every 15 minutes. The NFL is no other way to put it. It's a brutal sport.
Well, Mike Ditka said it best. He goes, "It's a collision sport."
Yeah, I read a article a couple years ago. They said an NFL running back every single Sunday is going through equivalent to what a 2.5 car accident is, head-on collision at like 35 miles an hour. That's brutal. Every single Sunday that guy is putting that pressure on his body.
I could tell you, as a running back in high school when I played, I got hit so hard on our goal line that, and I'm going to make some levity here. I got hit so hard on the goal line that, I'm not kidding you, I had snot on my lip when I pulled my mouthpiece out. I'm just saying, the snot knocked out of you. I literally had that happen. Anyways, El Bundy story. Can I talk about, we got the game tomorrow night, the national championship game?
Of course. Yes.
All right.
Let's wrap it up with the national championship game.
We got Georgia. We got TCU. I'll throw a little thing in here real quick. TCU's battled it all year. They have fought and scratched their way to this moment for that university. And I'll be honest with you. For me, the story is that TCU wins. That's the better story. But the Bulldogs got a great defense. They're going to go back to back if they win this tomorrow. The Bulldogs probably will take this game, but I'm hoping for TCU because, well, I love Texas, and it's a Texas team. So there you go.
Yeah.
Put them horns, though. I'm always a Horns fan first.
I'm always for the underdog. If my team's not in it, I always will pull for the underdog. I think TCU is a great story this year. They didn't even qualify for a bowl game last year. I think, would they win 3 games last year? And here they are playing for a national championship. The quarterback wasn't even their starting quarterback at the beginning of the year. And this Dugan kid's just out there balling out every single Saturday. He's amazing.
Yeah, he went from nothing to a Heisman finalist.
Yes.
Well, can I say transfer portal? That kind of helps a little bit too. Transfer portal. Yeah. That's changing the game of college football big time.
Some would say it's killing the game of college football.
Yeah, it could be killing it. Yep.
Yeah. The TCU's running back, he's pretty phenomenal too. He pretty much, the whole team came out of nowhere. Nobody ever expected this.
Isn't that the first year for the TCU head coach too? TCU's head coach?
I'm not sure about that.
I'd have to verify that. Somebody out there know about that? I believe it's his first year.
Yeah. So
anyways.
All right. Does anybody else have anything before we wrap this up? Again, look for football squares. Let's go win some money. Make some money for a great cause. All right. So go Horned Frogs and go Detroit Lions. Go Los Angeles Rams. Let's do it.
Go Steelers.
All right, guys. Great show. Great insight today, Paulie's Corner. We'll see you guys next Sunday.
Have a good week, everyone.
Yep.
Sure.